everyone, welcome to Esports Go. I'm Matt Brown. Some great matchups in the Overwatch League Friday. Let's get right to it. First, it's the LA Valiant against the Boston Uprising. Valiant trying to recover after losing to the Florida Mayhem the day before. Uprising coming off their clean sweep of the Fuel. So I heard you guys like tie-breaking maps on Ilios. That's exactly what this matchup gave you. The Valiant easily take round one. The Uprising need 2 round wins in a row to claim victory today. Su leads the Valiant into the Uprising's backline. First, he takes out the monkey. He turns to the rest of the supports to secure the first point for the Valiant. Gamzu jumps into the Valiant, and Unko finds himself in the wrong part of town. He tries to stroll away, but he is electrocuted by that monkey. Without the mercy, the Uprising easily take the point. Gamzu's shenanigans continue with a well-placed primal rage. He flails his fists around to stall the point long enough for reinforcements to arrive to hold the point. Striker looks to the end. He jumps into the Valiant's back line with the rest of his team to keep the point in their favor. After a few more small stalls, the Uprising claim round 2. We're all tied up. The Valiant hold the point first, and it's easy to see why the aggressive defense from Fate and Envy keep the Uprising at bay. Not for long though. The Valiant are repositioning when the Uprising strike next. They get a few quick kills and take the point for themselves. So the Valiant managed to gain it back in overtime, but it turns out to be short-lived. The Uprising come back on the next push, stronger than ever on the high ground. The unsuspecting Valiant are taken out one by one. The Uprising take the point, and no members of the Valiant are back in time to contest. The Uprising have taken the map 5 win. The final score, Uprising 3, Valiant 2. A close match between 2 similar teams. Soon and Dreamcasper were those team leaders duking it out, and the Uprising were able to get enough behind their guy to overpower the Valiant. Both of these teams still need to figure out who their second key player is. Having just one guy try to carry the load is not enough. All right, sticking with the host squads, the LA Gladiators took on the Florida Mayhem, 2 teams that have pleasantly surprised us in recent matches. Since the 2 teams had a draw in Map 1, Map 4 is the deciding map for these tied teams. The Gladiators are attacking first. Sure4 starts it out with a bang. He takes out the Junkrat before the fight even starts. He is the king of the high ground on the first checkpoint. Fisher goes out hunting with primal rage. First, he gets the low health Genji, then turns his aggression to the Widowmaker and D.Va. This opens up a lot of space for the payload. Ash's turn. Like Fisher, he gets the Genji player first. He moves on closer towards the Mayhem and then strikes. He takes out the Zenyatta and the Widowmaker. The last point proves more difficult. The Gladiators do not have an answer for Logic's Widowmaker, and he sits in the far back high ground, getting key pickoffs to stop the Gladiators' push. Tavik also gets in the Gladiators' way, dragon blading into the entire team to stop them. In the end, Logic's is their downfall though. He gets 2 picks to stop the Gladiators, just short of the end. On the Mayhem's attack, Tavik is on the comfortable pick of Hanzo. Someone should have told him, though, that the sniper rifle beats bow and arrow. So Sure4 sits in the back protecting the payload from ever making it too far. The Mayhem finally get a pick on Sure4. With him out of the way, the Mayhem dive into the Gladiators and force them back. They make it to the first checkpoint, but there is so few time left. Swoosh tries to keep the dream alive, but he is stuck by a pulse bomb and focused down. The Mayhem make an attempt without him to hold the point, but it is too late. The Gladiators have won map 4. They take a 2-1 victory over the Mayhem. All right, the Gladiators pull off the win in a tough matchup. The Mayhem really are good right now. They should be able to get a win next week as they face the Shock and the Dynasty. The Gladiators are really looking at like a top 3 team, and I know that we have 6 teams now qualifying for the Stage 2 playoffs, but the Gladiators should be a true contender at the end of next week. Moving on to the London Spitfire, and they had their first match since being blitzed by the Gladiators last week. San Francisco was looking for a signature win of their own. Going into map 2, Nepal, the Spitfire are already up one map. In round 1, the Spitfire grab the point first. They defend it with the dual snipers of the Widowmaker and Hanzo. The Shock are never able to safely get onto the point. The Shock's dive also proves useless. Nomi goes after Prophet, but he easily eludes him, jumping back and climbing up a wall to get away. He finishes it off with a smooth kill on the Genji. Dante tries to get some momentum going for the Shock in overtime, but his Dragon Blade is almost instantly snuffed before he can do any damage. The Spitfire take an easy round 1. Now, on round 2, the Spitfire take the point first, but the dive of the Shock proves too much and they are able to gain it for themselves early on in the round. They bring it all the way to 99, but the Spitfire return the favor and dive back onto the point. The tanks are taken out first, providing easy backline targets for the Spitfire. The Shock eventually do gain back the point and aggressively push forward to try and stop the Spitfire from making it back onto the point to contest overtime. It looks like it's all over, but Gesture makes it on just in time to stall it. He survives long enough for reinforcements to arrive. Hurag uses the tactical visor for good measure, but it is not even needed. The Spitfire have taken map 2 and are up 2-0 at the half. The Shock and Spitfire split the remaining 2 maps. The final score for the day, Spitfire 3, Shock 1. The Shock just couldn't get by the strong team play of the Spitfire, and London made a good bounce-back performance to get back on track. Both these teams have matches tomorrow, so we'll talk about them later on. Now, I'm feeling incredibly positive today, so I have a grand total of 1 hero for you. Most of you can probably guess that I'm picking Surefour of those Los Angeles Gladiators. On a team that is performing extremely well, Surefour shines on the roster. The Mayhem did not have an answer for this monster of an offensive carry. All right, we'll take a quick break and come back with some match previews. You're watching Esports Go. Welcome back. Let's take a look at how Saturday is listed in the Overwatch League. At the top of the card, it's 2 of the better teams in the league, Dynasty versus Spitfire. This is going to be an important matchup. Seoul needs a victory against a playoff team to cement their own playoff run, and London needs this win to show that they've figured out what plagued them in the middle of this stage and once again be a real challenger. Last time they met, it was a clean sweep for the Spitfire over the Dynasty. Next, it's the San Francisco Shock and the Houston Outlaws. This is the last match for the Shock before their star, Sinatra's 18th birthday. So we'll see if they can take advantage of a recently struggling Outlaws team. Rounding it out are the Dallas Fuel and the Philadelphia Fusion. Dallas just looking for a way to get back on their feet, and Philly is looking for the momentum going into an LA Gladiators matchup next week. All right, that does it for us today on The Go. If you've got the time, visit our website, please, challengemedia.tv, for all your gaming news. Also, check us out and follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. We'll be back to recap the Saturday matches. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.